Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Samuel Leggett here, representing Team JVS, here to give you guys another movie review. Before I go there, I want to talk to you about this man that's on the screen right now. His name is Leonard Bernstein. He is, in fact, one of the greatest American conductors to ever receive international acclaim. He's a pianist, he is an educator, a humanitarian, author, but one of the best composer conductors ever. Now, he was born in August 1918, and he was married to his wife, Felicia Montalegre. Now, I'm going to go through three different pictures to be able to show you a little bit outline where I'm going with this. This right here is a picture on the right of a young Leonard Bernstein. On the left is actually Bradley Cooper, because Bradley Cooper is officially made a very interesting, amazing biopic about Leonard Bernstein, his family, his life, his art, his obsession, his love. And that is talking about his new movie, Maestro. Now, Maestro, just to give you guys context, I was able to go and check it out at its premiere at New York Film Festival. We are doing and conducting New York Film Festival reviews and discussions and interviews. And so you guys are getting a lot of content there. But I want to go and break down what my thoughts was for Maestro, because honestly, it has some of the most amazing parts about love, sacrifice, obsession, but then also adds so many different levels of great filmmaking. Again, the whole entire producer cast was there, but of course, none of the actors there, because at this current time, as you're watching this, we are amidst the SAG strikes. Now, they did allow for Bradley to actually be there. He was in the audience, so he was able to go and be a part of the actual premiere, which is amazing that he was there. But let's go ahead and kind of break down the film. What did I really think about the film? This film, from I guess I didn't leave you guys the other backdrop, is that not only is Bradley playing Leonard Bernstein, but he's also directing this film. This is his second directorial film, and he is phenomenal in it on different levels. But I'm going to first talk about the directing. When they actually go through the beginning of the movie, most of the beginning of the movie is in black and white. Anything that's in the past, for the most part, is shot in black and white. And I think it translates pretty well, because it allows for you to kind of get this feel of like the old school nostalgia that you would get from like those 1920s, 1930s, 1950s, 1960s films, where it was really just about what you're seeing. And the actors are projecting through their body language, they're projecting through the way the style is. And it's interesting to me the way that Bradley shoots this film, because a lot of the shots are very close and honed in on facial composition. And then other times where they're just kind of like ranged to be able to kind of get you an understanding of like the love and the essence and the facade of what is really going on with this amazing man. And it's specifically with Carey's performance, with her relationship with the man of the hour and her performance as Felicia. I think that they filmed this so well. But the thing that was captivating for me is the transitions. There are so many amazing, great transitions that you would swear this is a musical, because most musicals, they have great transitions. They go back and forth between different sets. This does that with not as much music. There, I'll get to that in a second. But when you have like a scene to scene transition where it's high above ratio to deep pan to going into an orchestra, and you're also dealing with sound design, sound mixing, like it's a lot of moving parts that from a directing standpoint, Bradley is crushing it. He is doing so well, but I got to get to the music, because honestly, the way that they use music throughout, and I'm not just talking about the score, because the score is amazing, but it's the way that it's used. It's almost like a rhythm through time. That's the way I can kind of put it. Like, even though they're honoring, Leonard's music throughout, but the certain pieces of his music and the certain compositions that he's made, I think that they complement him very well. But I'll go also, like I said, the way that Bradley is capturing himself, the way he's capturing his co-stars. And again, this is a very deep cast. Not only is it Bradley Cooper, is Carey Mulligan, Matt Balmer, Maya Hawke is in this one. She's playing the role of Jamie, one of the daughters. Jeremy Strong is in this one. It's just a very good, strong cast. But the thing about it is that when you get down to the meat and potatoes, it's not even so much about his music, because I think a lot of people are gonna kind of say, well, what's gonna be the difference in this and what Kate Blanchett did last year? Which her amazing performance and the way they even handled that was amazing. This movie, to me, from a story standpoint, normally I go straight to performance, but I'm gonna leave that for the end. With this movie, the way that they handle the story, I think either one, you're gonna really value it, or you're just going to miss it. Because I think the thing about it is that the man Leonard is a very tortured soul because of his devotion to the arts and his need and passion towards it. With passion, when you blend in family and other things, something's going to get sacrificed. And it's just this amazing love story, this tangled in with ambition. And with the ambition, it's just crippling the relationship. It's breaking, molding, building back, breaking, molding, building back. But the way that the story is told is such an amazing love story, and the essence behind love, what it can do, what can refine, what can come out of the fire, so to speak, is some of the most amazing beats of this film to me. And of course, they complement the performances, but it's kind of like every single milestone as it goes with Leonard in the way that they depict it. And I know that the children were a part of the production as well as the family. And I've heard that Bradley spent 5 years working with other composers, other different people to make sure he refines not just his performance, but who Leonard really truly is, what their love actually was. And I think that it shows on so many different levels, because anytime that they were on screen, you either felt that one, there's a devotion there, or two, that there's so much there that they just can't contain within themselves. And it goes all the way going through his life, and it's so amazingly told that the only fault that I have at certain times is sometimes the pacing goes when it comes to progress through time. But outside of the pacing and some of the gravitas of, like, when you do see him kind of setting up something, it's like, oh, you want to see a little bit more. But outside of that, I think if your focus and hone is actually on the relationship and their love story, I think that it makes sense in the context of this story. Now, all that being said, what about the performances? The performances by Carey, by Brad, by Maya, by everyone was phenomenal. I think that honestly, this is one of Bradley's best performances that he's ever done. I think that Carrie, and the way that she carries herself and what happens through her sacrifice and through her love, is some of the most amazing acting. And it's weird because their performances across the board, like, is equally as emotionally charged and heartfelt and gut wrenching at times as is joyful. Like, it's full of hope and life and love and connection. Like, I don't know how Bradley was able to allow enough time for levity and joy, and also complementing the truth and the rawness of what Leonard was trying to process through his life, through his music, through what he perceived love to be, what he perceived human connection to be, his own personal demons that he's trying to battle. And it's such a great refined performance by Bradley. And I'll say this: the prosthetic work and way they handled that, they did a great job. Like, a lot of the different scenes were really seamless, but specifically when Bradley plays the older version of Leonard, I think that it's amazing. And there's a performance, and all I can say is it's an orchestra, and the movie builds to it. I would say that Bradley's performance in that specific scene is Oscar worthy, because I've never seen one, from the technical side of how they shot it, to make sure the music worked, to make sure that the sound mixing work to make sure, even if you're watching this in the theater, that you're gonna feel this uplifting burst of energy that's coming through his performance to the point that Bradley disappeared. He was no longer Bradley. Something similar happens to this with Carey in about the third act of the movie. It takes place on a bed. Like she completely disappears. And both of their performances, in my personal opinion, are absolutely Oscar worthy. This is two of the best performances this year. But yeah, one or both of them are going to be a lock for at least the nomination to see where it goes. I really truly did appreciate everything that Bradley and team and the writers and everybody that brought something to this film did as far as this movie and Maestro. And I mean, one of the other added bonuses, and I actually found this out, is that some of the scenes that they actually captured it in Carnegie Hall. I actually got to go and check out some of the places where they actually filmed. And this is live straight from there even today. And it's such a weighty movie, and it's so also equally artistic and poignant. But I think that the heart of it is, if you have an ambition for something and if you have somebody that believes wholeheartedly for you, to make sure you look back and see what they're willing and what they have done for you in that sacrifice. And I think that at its core, that relationship side of it is what really blossoms for me and resonates with me in this movie. This is a 9 to a 9.5 out of 10. I would highly recommend you go and check out Maestro when you get a chance. It is going to be available, I believe, November 22nd. So if you can, go and check it out in the movie theaters. If not, you can absolutely go and check it out on Netflix as it's on the streaming service. But I will talk to you guys a bit later. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell button. Thank you guys so much for watching my review. Go and check out more from Maestro with our interviews and our discussions that we're going to go and bring into that a little bit later, as well as other content that we've shot for New York Film Festival as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace, people. Filing out the top of I can see skyline, 50 mile radius on my timeline. Ain't nothing on